Hello and welcome to a video series we like to call A Walk in My District. My name is Damien Graham. I'm with Communications within the City of Raleigh. And today we have with us Councilmember David Knight. Councilmember, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me today.
Glad you are here. And so if anybody has watched the show before, you know that we invite all of our council members to come on board and pick a spot that they would like to highlight. And today you picked
the North Carolina Museum of Art.
And why did you choose that?
Located right here in the middle of West Raleigh, literally and symbolically the middle of my district. My district is a linear long district that runs from 5 Points over there to Briar Creek over there, and this sits right in the middle. And obviously it is an incredibly beautiful place, and it attracts a lot of people for that reason. These incredible art installations out here, as well as the art exhibits inside. It's a world-class art museum, and I'm so proud of the state and the city for having this here. And it's such a unique place, right? So different than other state art museums. I mean, it is a one-of-a-kind, and it is a world-class art museum. And I think it shows with all it has to provide what Raleigh citizens, as well as the rest of the state, wants to do in terms of their quality of life. And we want a high quality of life, and we're willing to work for it and to pay for it and to provide that to the rest. And so I think that really is symbolic of that. And it's not only symbolic in the middle of my district geographically, it really shows these it shows what kind of attractions we have here. We have the greenways that come in to the art museum. You can go almost in every direction by foot or on bike or scooter or whatever you want to do. And also the assets. We have a world-class hospital right over here at Rex Hospital with all of its facilities and clinics. You also have PNC Arena right down the road, which is the home of the Carolina Hurricanes and Wolfpack basketball. So it really shows what we have to offer as a city. It also speaks to the future of Raleigh and the potential that Raleigh has. We're getting ready to bring in the Department of Health and Human Services. We're getting ready to bring in Bandwidth, which is a homegrown, incredibly successful company with hundreds of employees over here. I work with a partnership called the Blue Ridge Corridor Alliance, made up of neighbors as well as small businesses that are trying to improve this area in terms of infrastructure and connectivity. And so it really talks to the partnerships that we have with our neighbors, with our business community, with our state government. It's really impressive, I think, and it's great that it's out here on the west side of town. Folks that are coming into town get to see it, get to get here quickly and easily, and it provides so much entertainment and excitement and things to do for the citizens of Raleigh as well as the rest of the state. So that's why I chose this place in a long answer.
No, it's a great answer, and frankly, I hadn't thought about it that way. It's very symbolic of what makes up Raleigh, right? We have this gorgeous natural landscape that's intertwined with business, education, athletics, and arts. So good choice, good choice. So Councilmember Knight, you are, like many of the folks on our council this year, are new to council, first term. So what I've been asking all of them is, what is your biggest surprise coming on council, and what are you most proud of?
So I may be repeating a lot of what the newer folks have said. You know, half the council came in a couple of months before the pandemic started, and so it's all got to put in a context of trying to govern within and during a hopefully once in a lifetime world international issue such as the pandemic, and with all the negatives that were occurring, how to keep people moving forward, how to keep providing services, and really how to keep people optimistic about the future. And so you know, I'm excited to have been part of a council that worked really hard, and I think actually got a lot of things done with the help of I think a great staff. And that's really what I have found to be surprising, is that you get in this role, and even in spite of the things that we've had to deal with in the last year and a half, is that you really can get things done because of the team that we have here put together in Raleigh with the staff the rest of the council. But really, the citizens of Raleigh are, I've found to be. I've lived here for a long time, and we're, I think, a resilient bunch, and folks that are very interested in community. And it's been good to be able to come in and take a little different role in trying to help us move through a very tough time and be able to come out of it. And I think even though we're still in the COVID situation and still having issues, and there's been a spike lately, I see a bright future for Raleigh. I think we're set up well to come out of the pandemic, really, relatively speaking, in a good place and ready to move on. And my focus has always been on trying to build a sustainable community, and that's what we've been working on since I've got here. And I think we've done a good job to be able to maintain that during these tumultuous times.
So, speaking of surprises, something has come up within the city that no one probably ever would have predicted. But I know that you recently had a town hall about this very specific issue, and that, of course, is the, I almost call it, controversial issue of exotic pets. Where are you with this, and what's your take?
Well, I think all of us that live around here, we've heard of copperheads and rattlesnakes, but I've never heard of a zebra cobra. And, a few weeks ago, one of those venomous deadly snakes got loose in Raleigh, right here in my district, not far from where we are right now. And obviously it came to surprise a lot of folks, including the neighbors especially, who didn't know that such a thing existed in their neighborhood. And I know a lot of folks have had fun with it, made light of it, and now that it's over, the snake has been captured, tragedy has been averted, truly. I can see how this thing unfolded sort of like a B-rated horror film, with a little bit of dread and a little bit of humor. But it's only funny to you if you didn't live there, because it was the communications I had with folks that lived in that neighborhood. They were traumatized and they were scared, and rightly so. So we got to do something about that, right? We can't allow that type of activity to occur. It's all about public safety. That's our number one job. That's part of a high quality of life for our citizens, is to ensure that they are safe, and that's our responsibility to do that. And so now we're working through the process of how such a regulation would look, an ordinance would look. Basically, all the cities in North Carolina except Raleigh has one. All the states in the nation have one except maybe 4. Including North Carolina. So it's on us to do this, and I look forward to working with the council and experts in figuring out what is the right approach to handling this. Obviously, we can't have that happen again, and so I'm trying to ensure that doesn't happen again, and really looking at it from a public safety aspect, and trying to come up with a common sense, balanced approach to deal with it.
So that is gone to committee, and it will then eventually come back to council, and you'll vet it.
Yeah. And so we'll have public hearings, really focusing on experts in this area. We're also looking at other wild and dangerous animals. Certainly, you don't need to have a lion in your house, and that's happened in other places, or a chimpanzee. We know the damage those animals can do, and obviously it's also very unfair to have those in a caged urban environment. So we're going to deal with those as well, and try to make sure that we cover the bases, and make sure nothing like this happens again.
So, well, speaking of the fall and the winter, this is certainly an important conversation to have, but there are other bigger issues coming before the council this coming fall and winter. What are some of the things that we can look out for?
What we have before us this fall that I'm really excited about working on is the upcoming parks bond that will be on the ballot next year. And so we will be working on how that's going to look, where's the money going to go in terms of what parks, new parks versus park upgrades versus new greenways versus, with greenway upgrades, that type of thing. And most of all, I'm really interested in getting Dix Park moving and getting aspects of it designed, built on the ground, and that's going to be happening this fall and next year. So I'm really excited about the future of Dix Park and the city's partnership with the state and with the Dix Park Conservancy to get that going and get that moving for the people not only of Raleigh but the state and the world. So that's an exciting thing in front of us and shows again what's coming for Raleigh in the future of Raleigh.
That's great. Well, Councilmember Knight, we are so appreciative of you taking time. It is middle of August and I am sweating and you're doing great too, but we appreciate y'all watching and we will see you next time.